that are the most effective people that I know I can work with and I know I can build a consensus with in Austin, and they need that back here. So same thing with our budget. I'm honored to have the support of John Wiley Price, and I'm honored to have the support of Craig Watkins, and I'm honored to have the support of the countywide elected officials who have endorsed in this race, and we're going to have a tough time with our budget next year. We had a 3.1 drop in property values this year, folks, but next year, most economists project that Dallas will have somewhere between a 9 and a 10% drop. That means we're going to have 3 times the problem next year that we had this year. And I believe our president has us on the right track, and we're going to come out of this, and we're going to be a stronger nation. But as we face these budgetary challenges, we want somebody sitting at the table chairing the meetings that will listen to all sides with respect and that will work to find the best solutions to move us forward. And so, to me, I'm honored to have it, but it's important to be effective. Let me talk about some of the priorities in being your county judge. I'm pledged to wake up in the morning and go to bed at night working to make sure that your family has security, opportunity, and dignity. My job as the daddy of Madeline is to make sure that my daughter has the opportunity she deserves in life. First and foremost, is to make sure to keep her safe. We do that by making sure that we fund essential services, and also we talk about that if someone wants to talk about it. Your county judge in times of disaster is your point person for disaster relief. And so I'm pledged to focus on some time every day on making sure that every day Dallas County is more prepared to deal with disasters as they come up, and that essential services are provided. We do a real good job with some essential services. I'm not a very good job, fairly lousy job with others. We don't have enough time to go through all of them, but I'll take a couple of questions at the end if somebody has one about that. Another area that I want to focus on is air quality. And again, here's where being able to have the trust of your fellow elected officials is important. For air quality, for air attainment, that's important for our breathing, but it's also important for economic development because we can lose our highway money if we don't keep our environment clean. We have 9 counties. In those counties, you've got 2 of them that have Democratic elected officials, Dallas and Tarrant. I'm fortunate to have the support of the senator from Tarrant County as well as the state representatives from Tarrant County, and so hopefully I'll be able to work with them on issues like air quality because we know each other, we've worked together. As a lawyer, I represent the state Democratic Party from time to time in voter rights cases and represent them right now, ironically enough, suing Dallas County. And so I know a lot of these politicians. Also, I do some...
Let's take about
Sure.
4 minutes and then
Sure.
take some questions.
Sure. You'll hear me talk a lot about economic development. Economic development is critical. What's the role of the county judge, and what do they play in economic development or any of these issues? Well, the county judge is not a robe-wearing judge, so you don't have to worry about signing a petition for me, okay? The petitions can be used to either, if you get enough signatures, you don't have to pay the county party the filing fee, or if you are a judge, a black robe judge that finds people guilty and innocent and makes rulings, then you have to get, I think it's 250 in Dallas County signatures. We don't have to get those. My mama was a county chair, and she, nothing wrong with getting them, but she preferred the money, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I give Darlene the money. So I won't have those for you to sign, but I do have a website. If we don't get to that, let me make sure I tell you about that. It's Jenkins for Dallas County. It's probably on your literature there. Love to have you guys sign up. Tell you a little bit about the campaign. Have talked to you about the fact that we're endorsed by every elected official who's endorsed in the race. We did set a record, according to the Dallas Morning News, of fundraising for the first 6 months of our campaign, which was I'm real proud of, not because of anything I did, but because of the people who believed in the campaign and gave small donations, the hundreds of people who did that. And they did that over the last 3 months because I didn't announce for this race until March. Also, I'm real proud of our grassroots effort. Just this week, we had 30 volunteers come to the office, giving up 3.5 hours apiece to make 701 phone calls to sign up a few hundred more supporters, including 74 new precinct chairs. And I'm proud to have precinct chair support because I am a precinct chair and have been for, in every county I've moved around some, but every county I've lived in, when the opportunity has arisen, I've been a precinct chair. Did I get all those numbers right, Taylor? My manager's back there. Let me take a couple of questions. Yeah.
And then Larry will have an opportunity just the same way, so.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matt Darkley. I don't know whether this is applicable here, but it's an interest to me anyway. In some of the counties, I know that for judicial bypass for a minor legitimate abortion, the county judge can sign that off, even though that's not a particular, I think that's the only judicial thing they're going to do. My question to you is, are you pro-choice?
I am pro-choice. I have met with Planned Parenthood at their offices here. I've got a strong record of being pro-choice. Which you know may get me into trouble with you. I don't know, but I'm just telling you the situation. Now, I believe abortion should be safe, legal, and rare, but I do not believe it's the government's right to make decisions over women's bodies. And however, that is not within the purview. That's not one of the things I'll do as county judge. War in Iraq, abortion, social issues, those are important issues to me too, but my job is to facilitate interlocal agreements and to move us forward on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it may be in the larger counties that.
It's taken on, yeah. In the smaller counties, the county judge has more of a judicial role.
Yeah.
I understand, and I didn't know this, but someone was explaining to me that one of the judicial functions that's left is there's one kind of a TABC hearing these people can hear, the county judge can hear, but as a practical matter, that's not done by the county judge. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What's your position on the inland port?
I think
and what should the county commissioners court be doing about it, especially in light of John Wiley Price?
Sure. You know, again, the inland port's an excellent example of what I was talking about earlier. The short answer is I think the inland port is an exciting project and a great project. It's not a project that we can't keep our eye on, and we don't need to work closely with folks to make sure it's successful. You know, on the inland port issue a while back, the dispute seemed to be, or the sides of the dispute were I guess enunciated by two of my supporters, John Wiley Price on the one hand and Eddie Bernice Johnson on the other hand. I think though, I'm pleased by the recent move towards an agreement within the Commissioner's Court on some of these issues that we're stopping that moving forward. It is growing. And the reason, does everybody know what inland port is?
Yeah.
Okay. So inland port, the exciting thing is when you look at where Dallas is on a map and then you look at where all of the highways and the rail goes, if you were a Martian and you were just looking for the apex of the United States, where everything coming from Mexico or going to Mexico went, and everything coming from the port of Los Angeles and going east to the eastern seaboard went, the one town they would cross through, or the one area they would cross through, is DFW. Okay, the one big area that they would cross through, because that's where the highways go. So we've got a tremendous opportunity there. Now we've got to be careful to protect, to have environmental concerns addressed, and to make sure that we have good paying jobs for people in our area. But I am for that economic development project, and I want to work with, and that's, you know, I'm supported by a lot of business, by developers, by traditional Democrats and environmentalists. I want to sit down with those folks because there are some environmental concerns that the environmentalists have about a gigantic port project. But obviously we want to have that economic development. So we can find a way, a win-win way to move forward and make sure that we have a world-class inland port here in Dallas.
Let's take about 2 more questions.